To become a millionaire in wholesaling real estate, it takes more than yourself. It takes somebody who can kind of lead you to a direction of where to be at. And as somebody that has gone from zero to millions of dollars wholesaling real estate and seeing thousands of people go from basically zero to over $100,000 in wholesaling real estate, it takes more than just yourself butting against the wall, trying to do everything by yourself. And truly what I want to do today is really share exactly step by step what you need to start doing so you can start becoming rich in wholesaling real estate. Now, I've been through a lot of the pain that you have had in wholesaling real estate. And most importantly, I have made the mistakes you have made too. And what I want to do is really give you a 6-step plan, really for anyone who wants to start really making money in wholesaling real estate. Now, I just got back from my Wholesaling Accelerator Live event in Dallas, and that was really cool. It was really eye-opening because I had all these people come up to me, you know, that I see face to face, right? Not behind a computer screen. And these men and women were coming to me and sharing their stories about how, like this year, right? Like from the start of the year, they watched my channel or they first got started into the content that I had there. And what they did was they just went from what I was doing and they started taking what I was saying. They took some of my game plans and they eventually hit that cross where, yeah, it was getting tough. But they eventually closed their first deal, their second deal, third. And we had some crazy stories, right? I don't want to break down the spoil it because a lot of it's going to be at the event, but like, we had women who had $100K their first wholesaling deal. Like we had women that made $100,000 their first wholesaling deal. Whoa, right? And we had people who got out of prison, changed their life, got 2 wholesaling deals, and have really awesome positive momentum and great people, right? And so, those are just 2 really cool stories, right? And we got some people who are like just getting started, they're excited, right? People just doing some deals, people making millions of dollars at the event. That was really cool. And really got some insight, hanging out with people for like basically 14 hours a day for 2 days straight of where they're at in their business and how different than it is now, getting started than when I got started, but really following what I'm saying because what I'm saying really works. And really, it just, even the things that are free, like they always work and they work better than the paid stuff half the time. And so what I wanted to do today is really kind of give you some masterclass material, something that if you're looking to build a wholesaling business in 2024, this is really what you need to know. And something that's really going to get you rich wholesaling real estate. Now, the truth is a lot of people that they want to get rich. They want to make the money. They want to get that bread. They want to get that moolah, right? They want all these things, but they don't know how to get to it. And so let's break this down and really share exactly how to make money wholesaling real estate in 2024. Now, I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say it a million times. I'm probably going to say it a lot more than that. But this is a leads business. In wholesaling real estate, you need to generate leads. This is the game. This is the business. This is what you have to do. I don't understand why so many wholesalers get so caught up on this. They get so confused. They think it's a dispositions. I got to be the best closer in the world. I got to do this and then the SEO, the pay-per-click, the blah, blah, blah. They go through all this stupid stuff. When the truth is, it's all about the leads, baby. That is it. If you can generate leads, you will generate money. The best wholesalers in this country right now, the ones making millions and millions and millions of dollars, and the ones that you want to be like, the point that you want to be at, these people who are consistently getting deals every month, right? Like, raise your hand right now. Hey, do you want to make deals every single month? Do you want to consistently get wholesaling real estate deals? Of course you do. That is why you're watching this. This is the point. You want to get leads coming in every single month. And the ones that can get leads every single month are not the guys closing every single month. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It ain't about that. It's the ones that can generate leads. That is it. And once you can crack this code, you crack the code to getting sellers, getting deals, and making money. Now, the reason why I need to talk about this so much is because so many wholesalers are tricked into feeling that leads are easy. You just pay a guy 10 grand a month and that's what you do. This is not a business you're paying 10 grand a month and that's ridiculous. Come on, like You're supposed to pay $100,000 and get 2 deals. Like that's what these gurus want you to do. This is not how this business runs. This is not how you're supposed to be making money in this business. You're supposed to be making money in this business by putting some work, making a consistent game plan, and really have an avalanche of your marketing going where when you're on appointments, you're still getting inbound leads and outbound, and you're attacking from so many angles, and you really statistically figure out what's working and what's not working. The point is all these people are trying to throw all these marketing things for you to make it all easy for you because they're trying to get you to skip the hard part, right? You know, I see these dudes out here, they go under anesthesia now to go get like full tats, right? I don't have one tattoo, so I can't really talk about the pain of it, but a lot of people are going at these crazy like lengths to avoid pain and suffering when, yeah, it's very expensive to go under anesthesia to go get, tats done, right? It's very, when you just suck up the pain and you just get it done, right? And so a lot of you guys feel like you have to go under anesthesia to get a tattoo when that's not the point, right? I mean, some rich guys, I think Dak Prescott did that, right? For like a leg tattoo. I've never gotten a full leg tattoo, so I don't know the pain, but like, it makes it seem like the average person has to go spend 15 grand to go get a tattoo. Like that's not the case. It's overkill. You're spending all this money to avoid some pain. And honestly, if you just man up, you get it going. But I mean, Dak Prescott's his pain tolerance is way higher than mine, so I can't comment on his specifically, but like, people make it seem like you have to do this expensive, crazy thing to go over this hurdle, and that's not how this business works. In this business, generating leads is going to be your top priority. Like, your priority needs to be generating leads so you get wholesaling real estate deals done every single month. You get leads every single week, and you got to talk to sellers every day. What did I say? An offer a day keeps the guru away. If you can make an offer every single day, you're going to get wholesaling deals done. You're going to get some deals done, and you're going to make a ton of money in this business. And so what I want everyone to know here is leads is the priority. Tippy top, leads. This is what we're talking about, right? So if I can have a general like breakdown of what's most important right now at making money, building a business in wholesaling real estate, it's going to be kind of the most important one, right? And so at the bottom, and I know I'm going to get some flack for this, but being the top closer, I'm the best closer in the world, right? You see all these guys and gals on the internet talking about how being the best closer is the best in the world. Hey, as a guy that's a better closer than all of them, I can close better than any one of those people, I can tell you closing's at the bottom, all right? And anyone watch my recordings, I think I can close sellers, right? But the truth is closing's not a skill set that's like super like valued in wholesaling real estate. Because if you're a top closer, you're just gonna be closing leads yourself, which doesn't build a business. It doesn't generate in the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, which you obviously need to be doing, right? And closing is a skill where I can get you from the bottom tier in this business to kind of mid-tier by just following a couple scripts on the paper and kind of memorizing a couple of things, and you'll be good to go. Like, closing's not this crazy thing, because closing was hard, in the beginning for me, but like once I developed scripts that actually work for closing, like good cop, bad cop, dollar first method, risk got the volume method, right? Once you start using those type of methods, it's not this crazy complicated thing, right? Like the hardest thing people get with closing is like an objection, and I already know what to do for an objection. Like you can magically in 5 seconds have a piece of paper with objections over the phone. Like you can close easy, right? Oh, what if they say this on virtual? I mean, I got all the objections, right? I've done over 2,000 wholesaling deals. Like, I know it's going to work and I know it's not going to work, okay? Like, it's easy. Now, let's talk about buyers, right? Yes. Now, buyers is a different part. And this is the next part into making money, getting rich, wholesaling real estate. Buyers are important because you just can't, in a couple days, build this insane cash buyers list that is worth all this money. You can dispo any deal. You can dispo bad, like, the ability to sell a hard deal, it doesn't matter how good of a closer you are, like you ain't gonna do it. Now, the benefit of having a good buyer's list is a lot better than the benefit of having a lot of skills when it comes to closing. Because it's really hard to have a really, really good buyer's list if you don't have skills talking to buyers, you don't know how to, negotiating buyers is way better than negotiating with sellers because let me just lowball them, right? Buyers, finding the right buyers, building that right relationships, right? Having the perfect title company, like, that's way more important. And then after the whole buyer thing of having the skills with them is going to be skills. And this can be a large amount of skills, and we'll talk about it, but like having the skills of just having confidence, skills of your tonality, skills of exactly how well you talk to a seller, the skills of how you talk to maybe somebody that's not your age, right? And you think a lot of older people, like younger wholesalers, have a problem with the older sellers and talking to them, right? There's a lot of issues. I think these are skill sets with conversations and rapport building and tonality and knowing when to stop talking and when to talk, right? When you build really good rapport, you can beat an elite closer because your rapport is amazing and you can't beat it, right? And so what I can tell you is skills are way more important than having a good buyer's list or close, because you can always build buyers, obviously. And so skills are super important. And then at the pinnacle, at the top of the totem pole here, it's going to be leads. Being able to generate leads will always generate you money. Even if you are below average on a buyer's list, you're below average on closing sellers, if you're below average on your acquisitions, if you can have leads coming in, if you can generate leads on basically a daily basis, you'll make a lot of money in this business. You'll get rich, you'll do very well, and you'll get consistent deals every single month, right? I get ads on Instagram and Facebook. Oh, I'll teach you how to get consistent deals all the time. I'll teach you how to get consistent deals. Just pay me $4,000 a month and all this stupid stuff. Come on, guys. Like, come on. It's not that common. Just get leads every single month. That's all this business takes. I wish I could tell you something complicated and put it behind a $4,000 paywall and type, but like the ones that do deals, it's about the leads, right? We don't care about your closing methods. Like, yeah, it works, but just consistently do it and you'll make the money. Okay? Simple as that. Now, I'll tell you this, and this is the absolute truth, because I've had wholesalers I know that are really good at talking to sellers and closing. And these are like former realtors and former salespeople. And they get in the business, they have the gift of gab, that they're great, but they can't market because they don't really teach you marketing at realtor school, right? Real estate school, it ain't good. And so what I can tell you is a bad closer, a below average closer, if you give him or her 100 leads, like just call them regular leads, they're probably going to be at let's say a 20% closing rate, right? Now let's call it a bad closer would probably be about 40%, right? Yeah, 40% I would say. If you're really bad at qualified lead, you'll get about 4 deals. Now, 40 is going to be 40, right? Let's do 20. 20%, you're going to be at 20 deals done, right? Yeah, let's do 10. Heck, let's do it. Let's say you're the worst closer in the world. Let's say you're this, I ain't gonna mention. Let's say you're a bad closer. Okay, you get nervous talking to sellers, you get all clammy and you get all sweaty. What are you gonna do here? And what I can tell you is at a 10% closing rate, you're gonna close 10 deals with 100 leads, right? And you suck, you're terrible, but 1 out of 10, you'll probably get it, right? Now, if I'm an elite closer, and let's say you have a 90% closing rate, I'm gonna close 9 deals. So who makes more money at the end of the day? The bad closer at the end of the day who's good at marketing is going to be the elite guy. Guess what happens if the bad closer just doubles his skills, which should probably take a couple weeks if he goes on the live streams with me and talks to me one-on-one. Go back to 50%. He'd be closing 50 deals versus the guy's 9 because he's bad at closing. And so the point here is to go from a 20% closing rate to a 50% closing rate is a lot easier to go from a 90% closing rate to a 100. There's no 100% closing rate. There's none. And even the elite guys are at like 60, 65%, right? They're not going to say no to a deal, right? And so it's like, to go from 20 to 40 is easy, but every percent over 50% gets really difficult. And I mean, if I go on an appointment, I'm probably going to be at 60 to 70% close rate, like in person, qualified, the whole gamut. And so it's pretty impressive with me to be able to be at that. Like, it's hard for me to beat 70 because we still go on bad appointments because there's a percent chance that I can convert them, right? And that's kind of the point here. And so, controversial statement again, I'm going to say it because I really don't care anymore. But anyone average with the scripts that I have at freewholesaling.com, my free wholesaling course, can close deals. Like, you could be at least a 30% closing rate with any script I use. And that's without practice, just spitting through the lines and getting through it. I think of me starting out, I was like that, right? So anyone can be average with closing scripts. But the thing is, to become average at marketing, it's not an overnight thing. You got to grind it out. You got to show skills. Discipline's a skill. Consistency is a skill. Having the right mindset's a skill, right? Anyone can be average at, marketing and buyers, but really at closing, it's pretty simple. You just got to do what I say. There's nothing about that. Don't try to be this elite closer. Be elite at marketing. And so on top of this too, you do need to gain some skills. I ain't gonna lie, you are gonna need to gain some skills. What are some skills I love developing? There's skills with scripts. So even when you get my script, you can practice it in the mirror, try it on other people, just go through, the good cop, bad cop, or even conditioning a seller, knowing the tonality of what to say, right? And so if someone says, what's your offer? What's your offer? Having the skill and really, they have this in the military, but a cadence, a rhythm of what you say of, hey, Mr. Seller, hey, whoa, can I ask you a quick question really quick? Have you ever bought in a car? And then, go through the car analogy, go to Wholesaling.com or Wholesaling course to learn more about that. But there's skills with your tonality and how you say the words. And the next one's discipline. If you show up every single day and you do it, you're gonna get better at closing if you just start talking to more sellers. You're gonna start messing up more, but you'll start making more money in wholesaling. So this is really important here. Work ethic's a really important one too. You can't really teach it. You gotta have a grind. And really work ethic, you could work by not being happy. You could still be miserable or tired, still have a smile on your face. You can still get deals and just not want to be there cold calling and still close deals. Heck, there was many days where I was cold calling 5 hours a day where I did not want to be there. Heck, I'd rather be playing basketball or taking a nap or something else. But I still did it, even if I didn't want to do it. There's no shame in not wanting to do something, but doing it anyway. I think it's pretty admirable. And that's kind of your job as a business owner half the time, right? Especially as a wholesaler, it's doing things you don't want to do. Half the time, I don't even want to be at the gym. I'd rather be playing Madden or FIFA or something like that, right? But I'm out there at the gym, not because I want to, because I have to, and I made it a non-negotiable in my mind because I institute what I say. I institute discipline in my life. Simple as that. Mindset. Guys, do you stop when it gets hard? I saw a meme the other day, and I thought it was pretty powerful. It was just it was like David Goggins running or whatever, and they put they always put a quote in front of him. And there's just certain things that I think about, and it never even occurred in my mind when people say stuff like this. Never ever occurs in my mind, but it's always cool. It was just imagine telling your son you gave up because it got hard. And I thought it was such a powerful quote when I saw that because it never occurred in my mind to give up when it got hard. Yeah, it was always a possibility. I'm proud to say I will never tell my son in the future, yeah, this wholesaling thing got tough, so I just gave up. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Are you gonna tell your son that? Oh, this wholesaling thing got a little hard, so I just gave up. What does that tell your son? What does that tell your future family? What does that tell your wife, your husband? What does it tell us people? You give up? When the going gets hard, you quit? You give up easy? When you have some adversity in your struggles in your life, do you get rid of anything that's hard or difficult? Or do you push through when, yeah, things are a little difficult right now, but I made my commitments. I made my promises to this thing, this commitment, this business, this wholesaling. I'm not going to give up. And I'm proud to say when things get hard, I don't stop. I might pass out, but I ain't giving up, right? And that's kind of the point here. Mindset's something, it's very hard for me to teach someone. You have to want it. You have to need it, right? You need a deal. The people that want a deal, they're going to get it. It's the people that need to get a deal. They're willing to do it. Confidence is another one. I had a lot of great conversations with people at that event because there's a lot of people that came up to me. It's like, how do I get confidence? How do you, and I don't want to spoil that event because the recordings will come in the future. It's going to be a little while for you guys. But there's one that was really cool because we had live deal finding, right? We had live cold calling and brought someone up who's brand new in wholesaling, and we're virtual drawing for dollars, and we found a deal, and this is 30 seconds in. We call, and it was hello, and he's cold calling. He says, "You want to sell your property?" He says, "No, but I have another house I'm looking to sell. This tenant hasn't paid since the sickness. I can't say the word on YouTube, right?" And he says, "They haven't paid in a year and a half. I just evicted him. I need a cash offer to get rid of the house." This is the first cold call of the day. I'm like, whoa. And we virtually get the deal closed, right? And this is all within 3 minutes. It's all recorded. It will be on YouTube. That'll be amazing. I'm so excited for that. And then the next 2 calls, person not wanting to sell, and then this guy came up, his name is Alex. He came up, he had 2 back-to-back sellers that wanted to cash offer for their house. And then the rest didn't. But I was like, it was the most profound cold calling session I've ever had. And this was all within 45 minutes, all recorded. We had, and I got screen shares, there's proof in the pudding. There's no fakeness in this. I'm sitting there like my jaw dropped. Like we had 3 people want cash offers in under 30 minutes. That's insane. And these people are like, and I closed the guy, the first person, and like it took about, I think, a 7-minute phone call, closed the guy. And we had appointment sets for the walkthroughs and stuff like that. But like, he's just like, how do you talk to sellers that well? How do you have the confidence? And, I explain this to everyone, because we have virtual wholesaling the event. I'm like, what's confidence? Confidence is just a belief in the words you say. I kid you not, that is what confidence is. If you believe what you say, you'll be confident. And I love talking to people that are nervous all the time. They're nervous to talk to me. They're nervous to cold call. They're nervous about just everything in general. Their palms are sweaty, knees weak, mom's spaghetti, right? And I'll say, well, that's a really cool Kansas City Chiefs shirt you got on there. Yeah? They're like, Zach, I'm so scared to cold call. I'm like, that's a cool Kansas City shirt. Like, who's your favorite player? And he'll go, Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, really? Why do you like Patrick Mahomes? Oh, he's so good. He can run, he can pass. And I'm like, who's your favorite running back? He's like, for the Chiefs, like Jamar Charles. And then, talk, do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year? Oh, yeah, of course they're going to. And the nervousness goes away, and they talk about the Kansas City Chiefs because he believes in what he's saying. He believes Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback of all time because he's a Chiefs fan. It's hard for me to argue against that. But like he believes in what he's saying. Now, when he cold calls, he's a stuttering mess that's sweating all the time. But if you talk about football to this guy, he's confident. He knows everything about it. I love talking to people like that because it's so funny. It's like, you're not nervous talking to me like you think. You're just nervous talking about wholesaling to me because you don't believe in what you're saying about wholesaling. When we talk about football, you're the ultimate warrior, right? And that's always the funniest thing. And if you ever see me, if I'll talk to somebody and they're super nervous to talk to me, I'll be like, oh, it's a cool poster you got back there. Tell me about it, right? Mostly it's a lot of these people, that I remember one guy specifically, he was claiming, just talking to me, like super nervous. And I was like, that's a cool One Piece flag you got there. He's like, yeah, I love One Piece. And then we just talk about One Piece for like a couple minutes. And then we're having a regular convo because he's believing what he's saying and you get more comfortable because you're talking about things that you believe in. And so when it comes to wholesaling, you don't believe what you're saying. It's shocking to me, but a lot of you guys don't believe in what you're saying. And it's not depressing for me, but like, come on, man. Like, what do you mean you don't believe in what you're like? You can buy someone's house for cash, you and your partner. I have said this before, but it's like me and Michael Jordan combined together have over 6 championship rings. I have 0, he has 6. Combined together, we have 6 championship rings. And it's a true statement. I'm not lying. I sound very confident saying that because I have his accolades to back it up. And so you just got to understand that you're not buying the guy's house. You and your partner are. And if you have a buyer, you should have 0 fear at all. This is a simple business, guys and gals. This ain't difficult. You just got to believe in what you're saying. I just don't understand that a lot of people don't believe in what they say. Once you have that belief, the confidence comes there. And then the last skill, and the skill I love talking about the most because a lot of you guys need the most help with this, but it's just a game plan. Like a simple game plan of what to do. Who are you cold calling? When are you cold calling them? And how often are you going to do it? And game plans aren't that difficult. And so let's talk about creating game plans. If you're looking to get wholesaling real estate deals, a game plan is really important because, look at any sport, like how are you going to do good in football if you have no game plan, right? If you don't know what you're going to do, if you don't know how to set it up or prepare, you're going to be done. People play football like NFL, they don't willy-nilly, wow, I feel like running the ball right now. No, it's set up, it's a science. And so you have to create a plan, right? It's like fishing too. I love fishing. But if you don't make a plan of, where the tides are for the day, when Well, when's the sun coming up? When's the perfect time? Are the mullet running? Are they not running right? You're gonna be set up for a disaster. Create a game plan, because a game plan is only gonna increase your odds of success if you game plan it right. That's how you win this business. That's how you win the game. And so how often should you game plan? What should you game plan? I'm gonna tell you pretty much on a daily basis, there should be some sort of game plan in wholesaling real estate. What I mean by this is you should have a daily game plan of what you're gonna do for the day. Then you should have a weekly game plan of what you're gonna do for the week. You're gonna have a monthly game plan and really action steps for your daily, weekly, monthly, and maybe once a year. I mean, I'm not crazy about the once a year type thing, but like create a daily game plan, create a weekly game plan, monthly. And so like, hey, from 2 to 6 p.m., I'm gonna cold call today. And then on Wednesdays, I'm gonna cold call for only an hour. Reverse drive for dollars Thursdays, 2 to 4, whatever it is. But just make sure every week you know what you're doing. Every day during the week you know what you're doing. And every month how many leads you're looking to pull for each strategy and list and channel. And once you do things like this, you'll end up making more money than ever you can think. Now, on top of this too, there's this concept that I always preach and I always talk about, but this is what we call, reverse engineering your success. And to reverse engineer your success, it's not that complicated, really. To reverse engineer your success, all you have to do is figure out where you want to be. That's it. So in wholesaling, like, where do you want to be? Do you want, people talk to me all this time, but like, do you want to be at 1 deal a month? Do you want to be at 2 deals a month, 3 deals a month, 4 deals a month? Like, how many deals per month do you want? And a lot of people think it's like McDonald's. I'll take 14 deals a month. I love it. When I get cats saying, I want 14 deals a month, I'm like, okay. When you order on a menu, you got to pay the bill. Okay? Let me repeat myself when I say this. When you order from the menu, you have to pay the bill. And what I mean by this is, if you order an expensive option, 14 deals times 10, that's 140 grand a month. You're gonna have to pay the price of what you ordered. So if you order a Lamborghini, you're gonna have to pay the price of a Lamborghini. If you order a Toyota Corolla, it's gonna be a lot cheaper. So the cost of what you order. And so it's the wholesaling real estate menu, okay? So welcome to Zach's restaurant, all right? And so if you wanna order 4 deals a month, it ain't cheap. It's more expensive than 1 deal a month, I tell you that. So let's calculate. Let's get out the calculator. So let's see here. Let's get the calculator. All right, so you ordered up 4 deals a month. What a cool guy. All right, so if you want 4 deals a month, what kind of leads are you gonna be pulling? I'm gonna do vacants. That's what they tell me, right? I'm like, okay. So let's do this. Let's do 4,500. You're going to about cold call 4,500 leads. It's about 18,000 leads. Now, if you use a triple line dialer, you could probably get 65 leads out an hour. So that means you're going to have to cold call 276 hours this month to get 4 deals. That's the price. And you might say, Zach, I don't have that time. Well, what do you do when you go to a restaurant, bills $300 or $100, and you say, I don't have the money for it? You're going to have to square up in the back or you go to jail, right? It ain't like that. But if you want 4 deals a month, that's 276 hours of cold calling. Yikes. So what do you do? Well, in that case, you're going to have to buy time. What I mean by this is you're probably going to have to get a VA. And so 276 hours, if you're paying a VA $6 an hour, it's about, I'll probably, after everything, probably $2,000 in VAs, which isn't bad. Triple line dial, you're probably gonna be $3,000 or $4,000 in the month for your marketing, which isn't terrible. And hopefully at 4 deals, you can make about 50, spending 3. That's pretty good, right? And guys, there's a lot cheaper options. Like you want 1 deal a month, let's do 276 divided by 4. 276 divided by 4, that's about 70 hours in the week. Divide that by 4. I mean, that's 17 hours in the week, 17.5 divided by 5. That's about 3 or 4 hours a day, right? And if, let everyone understand, I don't want to get in a whole ramble here, but like you can do 500 drawing for dollars leads for a deal, not 4,500. So if you don't do vacants, you can drive for dollars. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot less hours of cold calling to get 1 deal. And so you can reverse engineer your way to success. Order from the menu. Choose what you want, then pay the price. Some things are more expensive than others. And so a lot of people want the free thing, right? And The late and great Milton Friedman said, that was his name, Milton Friedman, right? The economist, right? Make sure I say the guy's name right. Because I give a quote, people are like, you didn't say the quote correctly. Might be Friedman. Okay, Milton Friedman said, there's no free lunch. And that's an economic term, but it's a completely true term. When you order from the menu, there's no free lunch. There is always a price to be paid for what you order. And just because someone else pays for your lunch, there's a cost to it. And once you understand there always is a cost to something, you'll know what to do. And so you got to order from the menu and you go from there. And so to go at the menu, got to order what you want. What do you want to order? Reverse engineer your success. So choose. How much money do I want to make? I love getting this question in wholesaling. It's how you make money. How much money do you want to make in this business? Well, I'll tell you the action. I'll tell you the steps. I'll tell you exactly what you got to do to get to this point. So here's the question. How much money do you want to make? If you want to make a lot of money, you're going to have to work hard, get VAs. The prices don't change. And because there's more wholesalers coming to this business, I'll tell you this, there's inflation. There's more wholesalers coming in than ever. You got to keep going from there. If you keep going, you'll make more money and get rich wholesaling real estate, right? But you have to pay the price of what it takes to become successful. I paid the price. Everyone paid the price to get in here. You got to go out here, order from the menu, choose what you want. And so just do the action, get the leads at freewholesaling.com. And I know I've probably said this a lot, free wholesaling, the word free and the word wholesaling.com. I have a course, or I teach you how to wholesale real estate for free. Oh, how much is the course? He's charging me. I knew it. Guys, it's a free wholesaling course. I don't know what to tell you. It costs $0 at all. The only reason the course is free is because I don't like repeating myself. All right? I don't like saying how to cold call 45 minutes every single time someone asks, because that'll be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, heck, thousands of hours I'd spend every single month repeating myself how to get started. So I made a one-stop shop course where you go through probably 40, 50 hours of wholesaling training. It's almost as much as a real estate agent course, but like it's got everything you need in there. And there's a fast track, right? There's a 30-day wholesaling challenge. You can go in there and learn how to do it, right? We got the whole thing in there. But really, gotta go through the course, learn the rules. Let me give the link really quick for anyone. And I promise you have my word, it's free, costs $0. All you gotta do is click in, make your sign up link, and you'll be all set to go. Like, shows you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. A lot of people ask me, paid mentorship, can I do one-on-ones with you? I don't really do that. I have events and stuff I do. If you send me a JV deal, I do help those people out. You can also pay to join Flip Like Plus, but really, if you don't go through the course, I don't even want to talk to you. I'll be honest. There's people that come to the event, they're like, how do I close a seller? I'm like, bro, you need to go to freewholesaling.com, man. You came all the way here, you didn't even go through the free, go to freewholesaling.com. It's all there. Seriously, everything is there. And the people that make mistakes, they didn't go through the course. Now, do the action, get the leads. It's all it takes to get there. Okay? So remember, you want 2 deals? Do 1,000 drawing for dollars leads to get a call. To get a deal. So call 1,000 drawing for dollars leads to get 2 deals. So Zach, I want 2 deals. Okay, do 1,000 reverse drawing for dollars and drawing for dollars. I don't know how can I simplify this to make your life easier? I really don't know. But order from the menu. It'll show you certain cold calls, vacants. You can use dmzac.com, listarea.com, Zac, whatever. How many texting leads, how many vacants, how many high equities, how many probates. It's all a calculation. Every year it changed a little bit. You'll know exactly what to do. But really, this week, last week, right? Every single person that came up to me that is making 6 figures and 7 figures every single year. It's always funny talking to these people in person because there are new wholesalers that came to the event, right? And they're talking to these guys, right? I remember one, I was overhearing it. He was talking to a 7-figure wholesaler, right? That was making millions of dollars pretty much. And they tell him, how do you really make 7 figures wholesaling? What's really the secret? Well, did you go to freewholesaling.com? Yeah, I went through the free course, but what's really that you do? I know Zach's got some hidden things in there. Tell me what's really working. And these people are just, it's so funny. It's no, I went through the course. That's what I did. Everybody wants the shortcut. Everyone wants to think I'm gaslighting you. It's not, that's all it takes, really. So every single person doing it, Just go through the course, basic wholesaling knowledge, and you get it up. So these people, they made a plan, they listened to what I said, and they got rewarded. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, here's a secret though. I'll tell you the secret. Maybe I don't explain this enough in the free wholesaling course, but like, they didn't make any baby excuses. They didn't feel bad for themselves. They didn't feel like sorry little babies. You know, I should say some other words, but I ain't gonna say it. They don't feel like sorry excuses to be alive, right? They feel like they're actually here for a purpose. They're here, they're wholesaling for a reason. They have a fire inside of them. They have one really important thing I'll tell you is these men and women had a straightforward and narrow view on what they need to do. That's all it takes. Like, if you have a straightforward, Kodak Black says this, the great philosopher, narrow vision. You gotta have tunnel vision. If all you see is your goal, and the PPC guy coming in, nope, tunnel vision. You got the Facebook ads guy, this guy telling you to do TV ads coming in, and all these if you keep the tunnel vision on your game plan and you stick to it, you're good to go. Another analogy I'm gonna give to you, and everyone loves my analogies, right? I should have an analogy channel. Fighting. The best fighters have game plans, but they adjust accordingly. But they don't adjust the entire game plan, just parts. So if you're expecting to fight a orthodox fighter and he goes southpaw, you're gonna keep to the plan, but you're gonna adjust it for his stance. And you're just gonna kind of adjust how you set up the hooks, you set up the uppercuts, maybe if you're doing MMA, right, some of the shots, right? You're gonna adjust a little bit, right? But like if you're a jiu-jitsu wrestling guy and he's a boxer, the game plan still, you take the guy down, right? Ground and pound. You know, you don't change the game plan to go box against a boxer if you ain't a boxer, right? In MMA, right? The game plan's kind of the same, but we just got to adjust it a little. And I think a lot of people think that when I say that, they say, go from cold calling, switch it to SMS, switch it to this thing. No, have the narrow view, like go straight, but like you can make a little bit of adjustments, but like just stick to what you wrote. Stick to that game plan. Have the narrow view, know what you have to do, and know who you do it for. I was talking to someone about getting started in wholesaling, and it's a guy trying to get his first deal. He's pushing in, he's got some motivation. And you know, his wife FaceTimed him, it was so funny. And she was at the gym, and I take his phone, and I say, why are you cold calling? And she was funny. She was really funny, but like, I talked to her for like a minute, like really quick. But the way, his tonality, the way he changed talking about his wife, it's really beautiful, obviously. And this is even like, it was beautiful. And after talking about what motivates him, like after seeing the way he talks to his wife and the way he like thinks about it, I'm like, oh, this is why he's doing it. This is why I know he's going to get deals. This is why I know he's going to be successful, because he's doing it for her and that's his world and he will do anything for her. And it's really motivating to see that and the drive in that man's eyes. And I feel like a lot of you people don't have that. And the one thing a lot of these people that become successful, they have that thing. They have that X factor that pushes them past the point where most people quit and when things get hard. And for most people, it's your kids. But at some point, it's not your kid, right? Because a lot of you guys have kids and you're still suckers. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you still feel bad for yourself. You still, oh, it's tough, it's difficult. You still whine to me. I remember one guy, he had a kid, he had a baby. And he's complaining about how difficult it is having a baby in wholesaling. I'm like, you're never gonna last. Because I know another guy who spoke at the event that just had his first kid and basically 4x his wholesaling business because he had a kid. So that's the tale of two fathers. One has a kid and says, oh, things are getting more difficult. Oh, no. And the other guy said, oh, crap, I have a kid. Whoa, I kind of have to turn things up a notch. And so it's not just having a kid that's gonna bring it, but like you gotta have that reason why. And for a lot of young people out here, that reason has to just be yourself sometimes. It's not your girlfriend, it's not the car, it's not the boat. It's, I'm gonna live the life that I know I deserve. And no one's going to stop me from doing that. I'm destined for more, and I will take it and I'll conquer it. This is why we have great men and women that kind of had stuff, but they wanted more. And they had a high drive to do it, right? You look at the great Roman empires, you look at people like Alexander the Great, that his dad was just a king and an emperor himself, all of North Macedonia, but he chose, you know what? I'm gonna do what no one else has been able to do. Very impressive, right? Napoleon was like this too. Obviously, they all made mistakes and downfalls and greed gets to everyone. But you look at these people that had stuff, right? Find your suck. What do I mean by this? Find your lists and your marketing channels that you're gonna do, okay? Find your suck though. What I mean by this is it's all gonna suck. I don't know what else to tell you. It's all gonna suck. And what I mean by this is in wholesaling real estate, your lists aren't gonna be fun. Like, it ain't gonna be fun pulling these lists. It ain't gonna be a dandy time marketing. It ain't gonna be a dandy time cold calling or texting, or it ain't a dandy time doing that, right? It's gonna not be fun. It's not gonna be enjoyable, right? But find the cool part about the suck is at least you chose what's gonna suck, right? At least you just don't have to have no choice to it, right? Next part here is do the thing that stinks or sucks. So do the marketing that is not fun. Then go all in on the game plan. That's it. If you chose to cold call, don't complain about cold calling because you chose to cold call. It's like people that complain about running a marathon. You chose to run the marathon. You did. You chose it. So stop complaining. You did it. Now work according to your budget. This is a really important part that I don't see a lot of people doing, okay? But work according to your budget. So if your budget is low and you got no money, work according. If you got no money, you should be pulling up here and drawing for dollars like a madman. You gotta be. I have to physically pull you off the phones every day because you are broke. You have no options. This is your family's only shot. You have to be going all in on yourself. If you got money for a big budget, then hey, you don't have to be cold calling like crazy. You can hire VAs, do the systems we teach at Wholesaling.com. You can go do that. But work according to your budget. If you have a lower budget, put more grind into it. Don't be paying for stupid stuff. You don't need the crazy softwares. You don't need any of that stuff. Work according to your budget. Number 5, really important, blah, 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 blah. If you're sleeping right now, you know, why am I even saying this? Half of y'all are just gonna ignore me. But for the 5%, they're gonna listen to me. In Wholesaling.com, I have rules. I have very, very, very specific rules you cannot break. And once you break these rules, you start losing money. You have your deal stolen. You end up not closing the deal. Your buyers aren't good. Your buyers steal your deals. Wholesalers come in and steal your buyers list. All these bad things that can happen. My favorite, ready? Ready for my favorite quote? Because people don't follow my rules. Zach, the deal just fell apart. Bro, your deal didn't fall apart. You did something to make the deal fall apart. And what I mean by this is when a deal falls apart, it's because either you locked it up for too high or you don't have enough buyers. Simple as that. That's the bit, if you can't, that's it. And the funny part about this is if you follow some of my rules of finding more buyers or how to even renegotiate with the right rapport or what to say, you can close deals all day. Don't break my rules. I have a lot of cold calling rules. I have virtual wholesaling rules. I have rules when it comes to scaling. I have rules for basically anything in the wholesaling process. But I don't just name something a rule just to do it, just to be funny, just to be cool. It's a rule because I found if I break this rule in my own business, I end up losing deals and making less money. And when I follow the rules, I make more money and I have no issues. And so I have rules in wholesaling, and I usually in the Wholesaling.com course, I'll say, here's a rule, this is really important, and I tell you the important rule. And I say, if you break this rule, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna do well. It's so funny to me. Don't break my rules. Number 6, treat your buyers, your buyer marketing, your cash buyer marketing like your seller marketing. One thing I see a lot of people get a lot of hiccups on, a lot of issues with, but treat your cash buyers like your sellers. So treat them with respect, build rapport, still talk to them on a daily basis, follow up with them, right? But the next part here is treat your buyer market, your cash buyer marketing like your motivated seller marketing. So you'll make a schedule for your motivated seller marketing. You'll plan out the lists. You'll plan the channels. You'll get the scripts all perfect. You'll understand the objections. You'll get it all set up. You'll qualify. You'll do the MCTP. You'll do all this, right? You'll dedicate time out of your day for doing this. But I see a lot of wholesalers, when it comes to buyers, it's like, oh, you know what? I'll give it an hour once a month. If you treat your motivated seller marketing like that, you're going to lose. And I said leads are the most important. I said that top tier. That doesn't mean to ignore the other stuff. And still take time every single week to talk to buyers. Get the right list. I teach at Wholesaling.com. You're going to be fine. You're going to be set up for wholesaling success. That's what this business entails. And remember this lesson. Money follows the wholesalers that want it most. So write that down, repeat it to yourself, whatever it is. But money follows the wholesalers that want it the most. And what I mean by this is the wholesalers that want it the most are going to show up in the mornings. They're going to put the bandit signs out. They're going to cold call. They're going to text. They're going to do the free texting methods. They're going to follow my rules. They're going to go through the entire, like the people that need to get deals, the people that will do anything to become successful, they'll do all the things I say. The ones that want to get the Lambo, want to get the i8, want to get the cool whip, they're going to skip a couple things. They just want the thing fast and now, and that's all, right? And so if you want it more, you'll talk to the seller better. You'll have a better conversation with the seller. You'll end up making more money because you want it the most. And so the wholesalers that want it the most will do the most, and the wholesalers that want it the least will do the least. That's what this business comes down to. Once you can follow the path of wanting it the most, you'll do the most, and you'll make the most money in wholesaling real estate. Guys and gals, I have a free wholesaling course called freewholesaling.com. Teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. It's kind of like this, except it's organized really well. I have my 30-day wholesaling challenge in there, which shows you how to get your first deal in 30 days. It's a video every single day for 30 days straight. You can skip it if you want, but I'd say for 1 to 30 days, day 1, watch day 1, day 2, watch day 2, and keep going the way. You should get a deal within 30 days doing that challenge on top of going through the course. So if you want to do that, go to freewholesaling.com.